Hello guys, I'm Super Ron, welcome back to the channel, and as you can see from the title, this week we are moving from our normal 4 wheels to 2 wheels, and we are going to buy a motorbike. But unfortunately it's not for me, it is for my son. Now I'm sure I've mentioned a few times on the channel, I have got 2 boys and they're growing up fast. A lot of people in the forum days will remember the picture of him sitting in a Corsa scuttle panel as we were doing some wiring and some plumbing. He just sat there happily watching. There's been various pictures on my social media over the years of them down here with him having a little polish up of the Astra as he's growing and growing and growing up. We actually did a video of him on his electric bike whizzing round a Gymkhana style one. So like me, you're probably thinking he's probably about 9 or 10 years old now. Well, in fact, he is going to be turning 16 soon. And you know what that means for every petrol head's dream? He can get a vehicle on the road. It's time to get him a bike. At 16 years old, he can get a 50cc motorbike on the road. From the get-go, he said he didn't want a twist and go scooter. He wanted a proper motorbike. When I was 15, back 25 years ago, in preparation for me getting on the road, my parents bought me a Suzuki TS50. The plan was just to give it a little polish up, but just like me now, my dad back then tended to escalate and it turned into a full strip down. We took every single bit apart. He resprayed the frame, the swinging arms, got everything perfect, and we built it all back up to my 16th birthday. And I was over the moon. Going from cycling everywhere to finally having an engine was amazing. But it was slow. It wasn't a case of it being restricted. It was a 1990 TS50 and they just have not got the power. So I wanted to step it up to the ultimate 50cc bike, which is an Aprilia RS50. So when I was 16 years old, whizzing around, going to my apprenticeship and back, we spotted a 1998 Aprilia RS50 abandoned in a garden for sale. Didn't run properly, had been thrown up the road, all the fairings were scuffed, but I was an apprenticeship in a body shop, so my little project was fix all the fairings and we were going to get it back on the road. That again turned into a full strip down. It had a full metal flake respray that was all done at my apprenticeship work, and the bike build was done at home. There's the TS50 in the background there. And what I didn't know at the time, which I know now, it was the super rare single swinging arm version, which was super cool. I wish I still had that bike now because they are going for an absolute fortune. The problem with the RS50s, they are quite hard to ride. You're scrunched over, they're uncomfortable, and for my son, this is going to be the first time riding, so I wanted something that combines the two. The TS50 was really easy to drive, really comfortable, but it's slow. The Aprilia was super fast. That was de-restricted. That did over 60 miles per hour, even though it did sound like a bean can. But luckily, there is something in between. So the last few weeks I've been looking around on Marketplace. The problem with shopping for 50cc bikes is they've all been tinkered with by 16-year-olds that think they know what they're doing, but in fact tend to make a mess of things. So I wanted a completely original, unmolested example, and that is what I found. So me and my friend Tom are going on a little road trip tomorrow to Canterbury to pick it up. And look what we have picked up. We have got an Aprilia SX50. So this is all completely original condition. Got a few little jobs to do on it, but let's get it back home. Can't believe we've actually got one, a genuine Aprilia SX50. This is a 2013 model and it's pretty much all original. I think it might have a racing exhaust on it. All the bits that normally get snapped off, like the mirrors, the standard indicators, other bits and pieces like that, are all intact. And I got this for an absolute steal. I don't know who's the most excited, me at the minute or him when he receives it. At the minute, it is definitely me. I've just been whizzing up and down outside and I can't believe how peppy these things were. So it's bidding up on the auction and the bids were flying up. But when I asked him about the bike now, he said 950 will take it if you want to come and have a look. So that's when we flew down there. Now there was a few faults listed on it, mainly electrical problems. Anyone that's had an Aprilia before know that they are a bit niggly on the electrical side, But luckily, I know a guy who likes wiring, so if I had to rewire the whole bike, it's not really that big a deal. We've got lights, indicators, and a speedo. That's about it. The faults he listed was the oil warning light stays on all the time, the coolant warning light stays on all the time, and the speedo's a bit intermittent, hit and miss. And one thing I did notice, as soon as we got there, I put the key in, turned it on, and there was nothing. No lights, no signs of life, nothing worked. So straight away, I just put that down to a flat battery. But the guy had been using it daily, so really, it should be full of charge. So then I started looking around and I noticed both fork seals were completely blown. Not uncommon on these, but the main thing, all the chrome is in really good condition, so just a set of fork seals and that would solve that. The other thing, I looked at the tyres, it's got a nearly brand new Pirelli tyre on the rear, but the front looks a bit old and scuffed. It is a Continental tyre, so it's a good brand, but as you can see, it's a bit cracking. And I don't know if you'll be able to see, but the date stamp on the tyre is the 35th week of 2014. So this front tyre is 11 years old. It's a bit strange, it's a 14 and it's a 13 bike, and they don't come with Continentals as standard. So I reckon at some point this has had a part worn or something put on the front just to get them out of trouble. But when I had a little Google, a matching Pirelli for the front isn't that much money at all. The fork seals are nice and cheap, are only £22. Brake pads are only £8 each. A new battery is only about £15. So at £9.50, we're in really good shape to be able to do this up and still be way under the £2,000 of the other bike. It's got a Pirelli on the back with a date stamp of 2023. So that's only a year or so old. Still got the pimples on and it is basically brand new. So I carried on looking around the bike, went to start it up and it starts on the actual button. Literally no effort whatsoever and sounds like the classic two-stroke. So here's the problem with the dash. As you can see, it's got the coolant warning light on, it's got the low oil warning light on, and the speedo, when you rev it, has a bit of a dance around. The indicators can struggle a bit. Horn works, dip and main, but yeah, it's just this strange dash problem. But as it ran so perfectly, I was really happy the engine was in good shape. So it's got 2 keys, lots of original bits. I was really happy that this was a sound bike. And I'm sure I could fix these little electrical gremlins from when we got home. So I was thinking maybe swooping in there with a cheeky 900 quid bid, see what he's thinking, because the bids on the auction were absolutely flying up. And when we got there, they were still climbing. So the owner was at work, so it's actually his mate that was dealing with the bike and with us. So I pointed out the fork seals, the tyre, and said, what would you take? He said, well, really, he wants to clear £8.50 on it because that's what it owes him. So I said, well, will you take £8.50? He said, yeah. Sweet. And that's when we got it loaded up on the trailer. So like I said, everything is there, everything is complete. The brakes aren't worn at all, got a brand new rear tyre, but everything just needs a lot of adjustment. Like the clutch feels it's dragging a bit, but that could just be the cables. All the fluids are full, brakes all work nicely. So it came with 2 keys, and that's where the fuel tank is under there. Because it's a 2-stroke, we have our 2-stroke tank under here. I was thinking the warning lights coming on could just be the sender. And the seat pops up and that reveals our oil tank and our battery. So what I was thinking, it could just be the sender, that maybe the wires aren't working properly, but it's really this battery problem that was throwing me off. There's 1 fuse for the entire bike. We've got our flasher unit there. There's our intake for the airbox. Here is our battery. Let's say a tiny little thing. So it's actually only a 2023 battery. Because they're so small, if they're sat there for a while, they do soon deplete. I put my battery tester on there and there wasn't even enough power to turn it on. So that kind of confirmed that the battery is dead. So just without it running, we've got 0.06 volts, basically nothing. If we start it up, it's chucking in 7 volts when it's charging. However, if we turn our jump pack on and give it 12 volts, all our warning lights go away. Our speedo's good. All our lights start working properly. So everything is happy, but if I take the voltage back off again, we go back to it being funny. Put it back on, and all the lights go out. So I think all these electrical gremlins on the dash and everything are purely because it hasn't got enough voltage. The battery is dead and it's just running off the charging stator, which isn't such a smooth, balanced curve. It's normally buffered in the back and it goes out to the rest of the bike. So I think it's just freaking out because it's seeing this fluctuating voltage signal, and that is why the dash is freaking out. So for a 15 quid battery, all our faults on this are solved. So tyre, fork seals, battery, we are good to go. So this is completely standard. It is still a 50cc, which is what I wanted to keep for him. I mean, there's 70 kits for these, there's 80 kits, there's 90cc kits, but for his first bike, I want to be keeping it a little bit legal. These are restricted to 30 miles per hour, so it has got a cheeky little de-restricted pipe. So this should be just as fast as the RS50. I've just spoken to the guys at eManual Online who got all our manuals for the RS6 off, and as it turns out, they have a full genuine Aprilia workshop manual for a SX50. 140 pages, the original Aprilia workshop manual. So that is going to have all our details on all the adjustments for the cables, all the torque settings, how to set the suspension up, how to strip down the front forks and replace the seals. So as we always say, knowledge is power, and from that we're going to be able to adjust everything up, find all the correct fluids, check all the levels. I'm probably going to do a full fluid change. These are water cooled, so I'll do a fresh coolant change, gearbox oil change. We'll have a look at check the fuel pipes, check none of them are perish, and we'll just go through it front to back. So for now, I'm going to leave this hiding down here at the G unit. He's not going to come down. He's got no idea that we've picked this up. We've done it in between school runs, so he doesn't even know we've been out. I did tell him I was popping to Canterbury today, but that was to help my friend Tom pick up a car. So sorry, Alf, when you're seeing this, you'll realise we were actually picking up your bike. So as you can see, it is a pretty complete bike. It's going to need just a little bit of maintenance and it'll be ready to go on the road. However, looking at my previous builds, wouldn't be surprised if we go all out and strip this right down. But we've only got a month left. We need to get it all up, healthy and safe, and then get him on the road. So as soon as the logbook comes through, that is the first time he's going to know anything about it. So I will rejoin you when that comes through the post. But until then, little Aprilia, we'll leave you here. Oh, I know what this is. Only one brown envelope we get here. Logbook. Alf, you got a letter down here?
Yeah.
Don't take it.
Oh. Are you sure this is mine?
That's cool, yeah.
Dad, it's a registration letter. I already know. I can see it. You got me a bike. What is it? What did you get? Where is it? Where's the bike? Where is it? What is it? What have you got me? What is it? Where is it? You got me a pretty. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
The G unit.
Can we go see it now? We're going now. Come on, we're going now.
Yeah, okay.
Store it. Does it run? Does it run?
Yeah.
Can I go ride it now? Let's give it a quick test run. Max, me and Dad going to the unit. Dad bought me a motorbike. This is the registration numbers. Come on, Dad, we're going. Come on. Come on, come in.
Alright.
That's massive. What? That's huge. What? That's mine. No way.
Go on it, yeah. Then pick it up and the stand will go up.
God, this feels weird, you know.
Doesn't look big on you.
It feels huge. God, it's heavy, isn't it?
What do you think?
Pretty cool, obviously.
So put the key ignition. It needs a new battery. Turn it on.
Which way?
To the right. And then you should be able to kick it
Kick what?
Let's kickstart.
Like that?
Yeah, give it a little bit of throttle. One happy boy. So, what do you think?
Good, yeah.
Good enough?
Yeah, only just.
So we've got some work to do. We'll get it stripped down, tidied up, and that'll be ready to be on the road. And the cheapest place we found for a battery was Halfords with a trade card and one battery. Out with the old and in with the new. Easy as that. All fitted. Let's see what happens now when you turn the key on. That's better. LEDs are on now. Everything's much happier. Give it, Lidl. At least all the dash works properly now. Well, I'll turn my back for 5 seconds. And Alf, what have you done?
Well, I've took off all the plastics.
We've got everything off, ready for a clean. All the bits are there ready. And the bike is now stripped down so we can clean that as well. What have we discovered? There was everyone's favourite automotive electrics on the back with some household connectors. They were connecting the indicators up, so we'll put some proper plugs on there. Down on the airbox we found it's made by Piaggio. So we've got some Piaggio parts. And then what do we find on the clutch cover?
Derby
Sender. So we've got a bit of variety of everything on this bike, but at least now we can see it all. We can get everything cleaned up. We're going to take the tanks off. And then we can strip the front down because we've got the fork seals to do.
Little bit of an issue. Taking off the 2-stroke oil tank and the ends come off. Had a little bit of super on spillage. I've just got to mop that up. So he spilt some of it on the floor. And it's sticky. Ugh. So we took the exhaust off. Got this end full of gunk. We're going to paint it up as well to make it all look nice and shiny again.
And he's dived in even deeper. So we've got the full frame stripped down now. So what have you been up to?
We've cleaned up all the frame and took the wheels and sprocket and chains off and cleaned them all up so it's all nice, and counted the sprocket teeth as well so we can get new ones for all of that.
Yeah, got chain and sprockets coming, wheels all cleaned up.
So gave all the plastics a bath outside, ready to be put back on later.
They're all looking good as new inside and out. So all the plastics are ready, wheels off ready, and our friend Super Tom that helped pick up the bike has just dropped off his front paddock stand, and it's one that goes into the steering shaft so we can take the front wheel off to get the shocks off and to change the seals. So that'll be our next job. Now we've got everything else cleaned, we can get the front end off as well. So what were we saying, that we're not going to do a full strip down? Looking like we've got past that point. And now it's stripped down even more. We're almost down to a bare frame. So what else do we have to find, Alf?
Well, we took the rear swinging arm off because the bushings were loose, so we had to replace those. Also, we took off the front forks to redo new seals and new oil. Also got the new number plate as well to go on with the Auto Shack branding on the bottom. Also, we've got a new tyre as well because this one's a bit bobbly and bare. So we've got a new one.
And we actually got that from the cheapest place we found for a matching Pirelli, which matches the nearly new one that was on the rear, was from Demon Tweaks. So we'll get that swapped over and get all that cleaned up, because this one, we found it is, and it's all cracking, but when you actually run your hand around it, it's bulging out like that. So I reckon that's quite a bumpy ride going around. But we've got our brand new Pirelli to go on, so we'll have a matching pair of tyres. We've got our new fork seals to go on, so we can get them swapped over now. And just got to order the swinging arm bushes, but they're just a pressing thing. But the frame is looking very tidy. We've got it all cleaned up. We couldn't use the paddock stand in the end because we couldn't get the mudguard off. These bolts under here look like they were going to snap because it's an aluminium yoke and they're closed holes. So we didn't think they were going to come out. So to save that, we've got our trusty piece of wood. So it's a bit of a balancing act at the moment. But it's all there and taking progress. And what are we doing here, Alf?
Getting my new tyre put on my roof.
Let's go. And all done while we waited. Cheers for that, Ryan. We can get it back on the bike. And there's our new tyre, all on, fitted and balanced. And now we've got some more parts as well. This is all from Racing Planet. And it turns out you can still get loads of genuine parts for these. And they all come in the bags of Piaggio Group. So we've got new chain and sprockets and a gold chain, got a new air filter, got new slider and roller for the chain, got new swinging arm bushes, got new exhaust gasket, got new spark plug, got new clutch lever, got new wheel bearings, got new fuel tap. All these bits are all genuine. And while I was looking for these on their website, I also found they had the covers for the oil pump and the sprocket cover, because our one is broken. Again, all genuine Aprilia stuff, so it'll just save tidying them up. The chain and sprockets that were on it at the minute were a bit of a weird one, because they had 55 on the rear and 11 on the front. It should have 11 and 53. And then with the de-restricted kits, what they do is put a 14 tooth on the front. So we've got the de-restricted version, so we have got 53 on the rear and 14 on the front. Our air filter is pretty trash, so we've got a racy red one. Let me get the swinging arm. If we look at the swinging arm, the slider has nearly completely disappeared. Where the chain's been so slack, it's almost grooved all the way and took the corner off that. And also our little wheel in here, it's a bit of a funny shape, so we've got a new one of them. Our clutch lever is all corroded where the water's got below the lacquer. It's nice and cheap, so we've just got a new one of them. Our air filter has seen better days. You can see it's all ripped around the front, so we've got a new one of them. Here's that end cover, it's just all broken on the end. And then you can see there, the oil pump cover's been done up too tight and split all the corner there. And it's all cracked on the outside, so we've got a new one of them. And as you can see, Al's been in there with a wire wheel, getting all this cleaned up. So we've got some high temperature paint that we do in the blocking, and that'll make that look a lot tidier. So a little bit more cleaning, a little bit of painting, and we'll be able to start going back together. And we have got these bushes. I'm gonna have to try and press out these T-pieces. We'll have to put a block in and then press all the way through. And then we've got new 2-piece bushes to go in there. There's our swinging arm chain protector. As you can see, that's what it should look like. There's not a lot of that left, but this is actually bendy, rubbery. The other thing I noticed, which I was a bit disappointed, you can see there's like a dark line going across there. I thought it's where this had just been out of the packaging and just been kicked around and got a big scuff down it. But then when I just looked at the original one, don't know if you'll be able to see because it's a bit dirty, but there is actually that line in exactly the same place. So it must be something in the mould in 2013 is still in the mould of the new ones they're using today. So I'll have to let that go. So that'll tidy up with all this painted and the new end cover on. This is going to look fresh. And there is the engine all painted up. Looks much better. So we've got our nice new cover to go on the end there. And painted the top yoke because that's looking pretty scruffy. Things have escalated. Took the wheel bearings out and then decided the rims were looking a little bit scabby. So we've been rubbing them down. And I've just got the front one done. So that's now done in gloss black. Looking very nice. So that'll just tidy up the wheels nicely. And we're just cleaning up the exhaust. And we thought we'd blast all that 2-stroke gunk out. And we've got a bit of a flamethrower going on. So we'll get this all emptied out and then paint these up. And there's both wheels. Nice shiny gloss black. And we've just done the fork seals as well. So those grotty ones out. And Alf's now filling it back up. Rear bushes coming out. Keep going, keep going, keep going. See ya. And new ones going in. Run out of pump.
Oh.
Using the old one as a spacer. In it goes. Keep going. And we're home. And it's starting to look like a bike again. Now we can get the rear wheel on, got all the new bearings in, got the new chain and sprockets on, got all the side pieces on, got all the tanks back in, got the battery back in. So we're almost up to bike spec again. So all we need to do now is go and get some fluids and we can try and fire it back up. Stop. Orwell Motorcycles for some fluids. Well, got what we need. And now it is looking like a bike. We've got the chain on, all tensioned up, sprockets, full exhaust system on. We painted all that up. We've got all our coolant pipes back on. Alf cleaned up all the expansion tank. Everything is good. So we're still dry at the minute. So what have we got to put in, Alf?
Got some 2-stroke oil and the coolant.
So let's get this filled up. Coolant, 2-stroke. Then we just need some fuel. Nothing on the floor. And our parts table is now empty and the bike is finished. Complete. And we are all finished. Just run around all the torque settings, all the tyre pressures, everything is now up to spec and it looks absolutely amazing. So pleased with how that's come out. Just even painting the wheels has made a huge difference to the look of the bike. So we're all ready to roll. All we need now is a rider. All kitted up and ready to roll. And that is all done. So he's got his CBT tomorrow. He has to do it on their bike for insurance purposes. So he's going to be on a little twist and go scooter. But as soon as he gets home, he can hop on his bike. It's still got MOT. We've just taxed and insured it. So it is ready to go as soon as he gets home. And I have got, I suppose, a full build of both my bikes. Even back then, I was still documenting everything. And there it is finished. Cannot believe that this is a 50cc bike. It was massive, and that super rare single swing arm rear end. There it is with my Nova, because obviously 16 to 17 progressed to cars. Here's my friend Brett's Nova. Looking good as new. And then there I was out into the world. It did come with a tiny little number plate compared to the standard number plate. And all these years later, I've still got that little number plate. Nice bit of history. Looking back at those number plates, I've just done a reg check and the TS50 Suzuki was still actually on the road till 2017. So it lived on a good 15, 16 years after I sold it. The RS50 is a little bit of a puzzle because it seems to have disappeared. Last V5 was in 2007. So only a few years after I sold it, it's never been on the road since. So I wonder what happened to that. Because by the time I'd finished it, that was in concourse condition and that would be worth a fortune now. Even the TS50s, I did look them up when I was looking for a bike for Alfie, and there's a ropey one of them on Marketplace for £3 grand. If only we could have kept them all, hey? So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. It's been a nice little refresher into motorbikes. They're so simple to work on, and this one is an absolute stunner. We have now got it so everything is ticked off, fully serviced, new tyres, new chain and sprockets, because the main thing I want for him is it to be reliable. I want him just to be able to get on it, not be stuck everywhere, trying to start it, get it all together, have problems, have things come loose, and get himself into trouble. So good luck tomorrow, Alf, and then you'll be on the road.